Hello student. So this is the time to see a numerical with respect to your Laplace transform. Here we are going to find the transient behavior or transient response of the circuit. So in the third unit we have considered this IL of t, VC of t. IL of t is nothing but your the current through the inductor, and VC of t is nothing but your voltage across the inductor. IL of t and VC of t. Here we have to find IL of t and VC of t for t greater than 0. So in the third unit we have seen how to find IL of t. We got some generalized equation like IL of t is equal to IL of infinity, that is final value, plus IL of 0 minus IL of infinity into e power minus t by tau. So this is a generalized equation. Then VC of t is equal to VC of infinity plus VC of 0 minus VC of infinity into e power minus t by tau. So in the question they have given that the switch is closed for a long time. Initially the switch is closed for a long time and it is opened at t equal to 0. The switch is opened at t equal to 0. Find IL of t, VC of t for t greater than or equal to 0. It means that, so while solving this time domain or transient analysis, let us try to draw this line. They are telling that from minus infinity, let us consider this is a point of 0. This is a point of 0 and this is your minus 0 just before, and this is your plus 0. 0 plus and 0 minus. 0 plus is nothing but just before, just after. So initially the switch is closed. It means that from minus infinity to 0 the switch is closed. The switch is closed at minus infinity and it is remained closed for t equal to 0. So this is nothing but your initial state. So this t equal to minus infinity, this is your initial state. Initial state of your switch close. Initial state of switch close. And at t equal to 0, what happened? Switch is opened. At t equal to 0, switch is opened. So t equal to 0 minus is nothing but it is a steady state. It is a steady state of switch close. And this is switch is opened at t equal to 0. This is nothing but it is a initial state of switch close. Initial state of switch opened. And at t equal to infinity, what happened? It reaches to steady state. Steady state of switch open. Steady state of switch open. So if you are able to draw this line, you can able to find what is the how your inductor and capacitor behaves. So while discussing your transient analysis, we have considered that inductor acts as a steady state. Inductor acts as or replaced with short circuit. Inductor replaced with short, and at steady state capacitor, how capacitor behaves like a open circuit. So if you know, if you are able to draw this line, you can able to find what is the state of your inductor and capacitor. At this steady state, at this position, the inductor is short. Inductor acts as a short and capacitor behaves like open. And at this is also a steady state. Here also inductor acts as a short and capacitor behaves like a open. At initial state, the inductor acts as open and capacitor acts as short. Here also. So L is equal to short circuit and C is equal to open circuit. So here it is rewind closed. So here we have to replace the inductor with a initial state it is the initial state of the switch open. So at this state the inductor acts as a current source. Here the inductor acts as a current source and capacitor acts as voltage source. Why? Here it is switch is just here the switch is closed now. So the capacitor or inductor tries to get energy from minus infinity to 0. So initial we have a behavior of inductor won't allow sudden changes in the current. So at t equal to 0 minus, so whatever the current or whatever energy which is present in the inductor, the same amount of energy which will be present at t equal to 0 plus also. So the inductor is having some energy and capacitor is having some energy in terms of electric field and magnetic field. That same amount of energy will appear as a current source, as a voltage source at t equal to 0 plus. So at t is equal to 0, the switch is opened. What happens from 0 to infinity? This inductor and capacitor try to discharge. At t equal to infinity, it tries to discharge through some load. So inductor, and what is the necessity of? So this problem can be solved with a time domain analysis also. Like with a time domain analysis, so you are going to solve this problem, because this type of problem we have seen in the third unit. But what happens when you are having resistor, inductor and capacitor? Here you have a IL of t. If I want to find this IL of t, I need to know the infinite value, that is of inductor current at infinity. That is a final value. I need to find initial value. It is very easy to find the initial value and final value, but it is difficult to find this time constant. This is a difficult to find time constant when there is involvement of resistor, inductor and capacitor. If you have only resistor and capacitor, it is very easy to find the time constant. What is the time constant for resistor and capacitor combination? That is your RC. But when there is involvement of your resistor, inductor and capacitor, so it takes more time to find this time constant. It is more time to find the time constant. So while solving this type of problem, this type of transient responses, whenever you find this type of problems in your competitive examination also, so we need to decide whether we need to solve in time domain or in a frequency domain. So how to decide whether we have to use time domain analysis or your frequency domain? Frequency domain is nothing but your Laplace transform. If they have asked you to find IL of infinity, if they have asked you to find IL of 0 plus or VC of infinity or VC of 0 plus, if they have asked you this type of questions, blindly you need to go for time domain analysis. Time domain analysis. So try to solve the problem with time domain analysis. If they have asked you to find IL of t or VC of t, so try to use frequency domain analysis. Try to solve the problem with frequency domain analysis. Frequency domain analysis. That is nothing but your Laplace transform. So with the Laplace transform, it is very easy to find your IL of t and VC of t. So how? Let us see. So what is our circuit? Our circuit is, so this is our circuit. Let us consider one more time our circuit. So let us. So this is our circuit. The switch is closed for a long time. It is opened at t equal to 0, and we have to find IL of t and VC of t. So what is the step 1? Let us consider it step 1. Step 1. So in the step 1, we have to consider the circuit at t equal to 0 minus. At t equal to 0 minus, we have to draw the circuit. At t equal to 0 minus, L and CR, that is your capacitor and inductors, are energized with the source. At t equal to 0, L and CR energized with the source. So inductor acts as a short circuit. Inductor behaves like a short and capacitor behaves like a open at t equal to 0 minus. So from this only we can, at t equal to 0 minus, it reaches to steady state. At steady state, inductor is a short circuit and capacitor behaves like a open. So by considering these two statements, let us draw the circuit. So how will be the circuit now? Here you are going to have your voltage source, that is your 2 volts, 2 volts, and the resistor remains same. What we have here we have a resistor in series. So here we have a resistor. So this is one resistor, and this inductor is replaced with one short line. Inductor is replaced with a short line, and here we have one more resistor, and the capacitor is replaced with open. So this is a circuit at t equal to 0 minus. This is a circuit at t equal to 0 minus. This is 2 volts, and this is your 2 ohms, and this is your 2 ohms. I think so. 2 ohms, 2 ohms. So this is a short circuit. If you have observed here, some amount of current will start from 2 volts, and it reaches to this point. So is there any current flows to this branch? No, because it is of open. The same amount of current flows to this 2 ohms only. So let us consider the current flowing here is IL of 0. IL of 0 minus. IL of 0 minus. Here this is the inductor. So let us find this current IL of 0 minus. So how we are going to find this IL of 0 minus? So what is the value of this IL of 0 minus? So if you apply a KVL in this one, if you apply a KVL in this loop, for example, consider this is some current of I is flowing. So by applying a KVL in this, 2 volts is equal to 2 into I. 2 volts is equal to 2 into I. So from this, I is equal to 2 by 2, that is 1 ampere. I is nothing but which is flowing in this closed path. Can I consider IL of 0 minus is equal to I? Yes, that is your 1 ampere. IL of 0 minus is nothing but the current flowing in this branch. So whatever the current which flows through these 2 ohms, that is your I current. The same amount of current flows to this branch also. So that is your IL of 0 minus is equal to I is equal to 1 ampere. Similarly, here you are going to have some voltage. Here you are going to have some voltage, that is your VC of 0 minus. That is your VC of 0 minus. What will be the value of this VC of 0 minus? The current flowing through these 2 ohms is, the current which flows through these 2 ohms is 0. 0 ampere current flows through these 2 ohms because of open. So if 0 ampere current flows, then the voltage drop will be 0 volts. Voltage drop will be 0 volts. This total branch is from A to B. For example, consider A to B. So whatever the voltage which is present between A to B, the same amount of voltage will be present in this branch. So in this total branch we have a 0 volts plus VC of 0 minus. It is nothing but from this, in this branch also you are going to have same voltage which appears in this A to B. So what will be the voltage in this A to B? Here it is a short circuit, so it is 0 volts. So in this, from VAB is equal to voltage across your 2 ohms only, because it is of 0 volts. So voltage across your 2 ohms is nothing but your the current through the 2 ohms into multiplied with 2. What is the current through the 2 ohms? That is your I. I is equal to 1 ampere. 1 ampere multiplied with your 2, that is equal to 2 volts. We got here VAB is equal to 2 volts. So can I consider VC 0 minus is equal to VAB? Yes. So here we got VC 0 minus is equal to 2 volts. It means that at t equal to 0 minus, we got the current which is present, initial current which is present inductor, that is your 1 ampere, and energy which is present in the capacitor, that is your 2 volts. From the statement of, so from the statement of your, from the behavior of your inductor does not allow sudden changes in current, and capacitor does not allow sudden changes in voltage. It means that from this line, so what is the current at this point for inductor? IL of 0 minus, we got something like a 1 ampere, and VC of 0 minus, we got it as a 2 volts. So according to the statement, the inductor and capacitor does not allow sudden changes. So even though the switch is open at t equal to 0 plus also, you are going to have IL of 0 plus is 1 ampere and VC of 0 plus is 2 volts, because IL of 0 plus is equal to IL of 0 minus, which is equal to 1 ampere, and VC of 0 plus is equal to VC of 0 minus is equal to 2 volts. So here we got initial value. It means that if you follow the Laplace transform, it is very easy to find your initial values also. So this is your step 1. In the step 1 we got some initial values, IL of 0 minus and your IL of 0 plus. Step 2. So till now we have considered for t equal to 0 minus. Now it is the time to find for t equal to 0 plus. So at t equal to 0, the switch is opened. T equal to 0, the switch is opened. So this is a opened state. The switch is opened at t equal to 0. If t equal to 0, the switch is opened, that is nothing but this voltage source is disconnected from the circuit. If switch is opened, is nothing but this will be disconnected. The circuit will be up like this. But at t equal to 0 minus, we are having some current is flowing through this inductor, that is your I naught, and some voltage is there, that is your V naught. So IL of 0 minus we got, that is your 1 ampere, and IL of VC of 0 minus is equal to, we got 2 volts. The same amount of energy will be present at t equal to 0 plus also. So what is the current? The current flowing through the inductor is I naught, and the voltage across the inductor is V naught. This is the circuit at t equal to 0 plus. In the last class we have seen how the inductor is replaced with a Laplace transform. So if the current, if there is an initial current through the inductor, if there is an initial current through the inductor, you can replace in two ways. That is with the current source or with the voltage source. If you want to have a current source, that is I naught by S in parallel with your L into S, that L into S is nothing but your impedance, or you can replace this total inductor with one voltage source whose value is L into I naught and in series with the impedance. And similarly, if there is a initial voltage across the capacitor, then how it is replaced with the Laplace transform, that is your V naught by S in series with your 1 by Cs, that is your impedance, and CV naught in parallel with your 1 by Cs, that is your impedance. So here better to consider, so according to the convenient, you can choose this, you can replace the inductor with this circuit or with this circuit, or you can replace with this capacitor with this circuit or with this circuit. So here I am replacing the inductor and capacitor by this series circuit. By the series circuit, if after replacing with the series circuit, the circuit will be up like this. This is your 2 ohms resistor, and here you are having a 2 ohms resistor. This total inductor is replaced with one voltage source in series with your impedance, that is your 1 ohm, and the capacitor is replaced with voltage source in series with the impedance, that is your L into I naught. What is the I naught? I naught is equal to 1 ampere and V naught is equal to 2 volts, where this voltage value is L into I naught. What is the value of L? L is equal to 1 Henry. L is equal to 1 Henry and C is equal to 1 by 4 farad. By substituting here L into I naught, 1 into 1, that is your 1 volt, and L into S, L is 1, so 1S. Here you are having 1S, not 1 ohm, S. This is your S ohms. L into S is equal to S ohms. Next, V naught by S. What is V naught? 2. 2 by S, and 1 by CS is equal to 4 by S. So this is a way to represent a T equal to 0 plus. So after representation, we have to find I of S. I of S, according to the direction of your I of S, is nothing but current flowing to the inductor. So in which direction the current is flowing? The current is flowing like this. The current flowing like this. It is nothing but this is a current flow direction. So this is a current flow is through the inductor. So let us consider a loop direction in this like this. So let us draw a loop. Let us draw a current direction. So this is drawn according to the current which is flowing through the inductor. Now let us apply KVL. Apply KVL to this circuit. Apply KVL. So by applying KVL, here you are going to have the directions are the current is flowing plus minus, and here it is of your 1 by CSC, this is your plus minus. So by considering this, let us apply KVL. So according to the direction of your current, just we have noted. By applying KVL here, plus. So the current is, let us consider the current flowing is I of S. This current is I of S. I of S current is flowing through this total open circuit. Sorry, closed circuit. So 2 into I of S. So by applying here you are going to get I of S is equal to, or I'll write it is, by applying KVL. So 2 into, so across this resistance, the current flowing is I of S. So it is entering towards your positive terminal. So 2 into I of S, and the current reaches to this line, and it is entering towards your positive of your this 2 ohms. So 2 into I of S, and it is entering into the negative terminal of your this voltage. What is the voltage? 1 volt. So minus 1, and the current is in the same direction of this. So the impedance is S, I of S into S. And now the current direction is towards your positive of your capacitor, that is your, the impedance is 4 by S into I of S, and it is entering into the negative, that is your minus 2 by S. From this, if I take I of S common, 2I of S, that is your 4 plus S plus 4 by S. if I take this minus 1 and minus 2 by x to RHS side, here you are going to get I of x into 4 plus s plus 4 by s is equal to 1 plus 2s, 1 plus 2 by s. From this I of x is equal to 1 plus 2 by s by s square plus 4s plus 4. So after simplifying, you are going to get I of x is equal to s plus 2 by s square plus 4s plus 4s plus 4. So here you got I of x is equal to 1 plus 2 by s by 4 plus s plus 4 by s. After simplifying, s plus 2 by, in the denominator you are going to get s, and here s square 4s plus 4 by s. These s and s get cancelled. Then here you are going to get s plus 2 by s square plus 4s plus 4. Now let us consider this one, s plus 2 by this s square plus 4s plus 4 can be written as s plus 2 whole square. So s plus 2 whole square, 1 s plus 2, it's going to get cancelled. Here you are going to remain with 1 by s plus 2. So if I of x is equal to 1 by s plus 2, from inverse Laplace transform of I of x is equal to, here you are going to get e power minus 2t. How? That is the Laplace transform of e power minus at is equal to 1 by s plus a. So in a place of a, what we have here? 2. So in a place of a, we have a 2. So I of t is equal to, so finally we got I of t is equal to, or IL of t is equal to, which is nothing but your IL of t is equal to e power minus 2t. So from this you can verify. So initially we got IL of 0 minus or IL of 0 plus is equal to 1 ampere we got. Let us verify with this standard equation. So what is the standard equation we got? IL of t is equal to e power minus 2t. If you substitute IL of 0 minus, that is of, if I substitute t equal to 0, here you are going to get e power 0, which is nothing but 1, and IL of 0 plus, that is if you substitute t equal to 0, here you are going to get e power minus 0 or e power plus 0, that is equal to 1. So that's why. So if you know this standard equation, it is possible to find your IL of 0 minus or IL of 0 plus. And from this, what will be the tau value? What will be the time constant? So actually, this is your e power minus t by tau. So IL of t is equal to, this is in the form of e power minus t by tau. So what we have here, what we got here, e power minus 2t. So e power minus 2t is nothing but, what will be the value of tau? Tau is equal to 1 by 2. Tau is equal to 1 by 2 seconds. So it is very easy to find your time constant with a Laplace. So tau we got 1 by 2 seconds. Now let us try to find for Vc of t. For finding Vc of t, so here we have to consider voltage across the capacitor. So the Vc of t is nothing but the voltage between these 2 points. The Vc of t is nothing but your, this is your Vc of t. This is your Vc of t. Or it is in the sum, it is in the form of Laplace. So here you can consider Vc of s. So this is your Vc of s. So this is also a voltage capacitor only, the capacitor voltage only. So it is not a voltage source. The initial voltage which is present in the capacitor, just we have replaced, we have separately we have specified. So the total voltage becomes, this voltage also comes. This is the initial voltage. So total voltage across the capacitor is equal to Vc of s is equal to this voltage and this voltage. So from the voltage division rule, or you can apply here KVL. So just apply KVL here. Apply KVL in this branch. So apply KVL or let us extend it. So here you are going to consider plus minus, that is your VC of S. So you can consider this is a sub branch or a closed path which is formed with this V by S, V and V naught by S and 1 by CS and your VC of S. Now let us apply a KVL. So the current is, let us consider, so VC of S is equal to, let us apply KVL here. By applying KVL, so it is the arrow mark is entering towards your negative. So I got it this minus V naught by S, minus V naught by S, and it is entering into positive of your VC of S, that is your VC of S, and it is entering into positive of your 1 by CS, that is your the voltage across here. It is the voltage across this point is 4 by S into I naught of S, 4 by S into I naught of S, I of S. So what is I of S? I of S we got it as a 1 by S plus 2. We got I of S is equal to, so we got I of S is equal to 1 by S plus 2 from the previous discussion. So we can substitute it is like a, so VC of S is equal to, which is of 0. So VC of S is equal to V naught of S is 2 by S, 2 by S minus 4 by S into 1 by S plus 2. So if you take this VC of S here and if you take this on RHS side, here you are going to get this V naught of S becomes your positive, that is your 2 by S, and this becomes your negative minus 4 by S into I of S. What is I of S? 1 by S plus 2. So from this VC of S is equal to 2 by S minus 4 into S plus 2. S into S plus 2. If you take it as a common, here you are going to get the LCM is S into S plus 2, and here you are going to get 2 into S plus 2 minus 4. 2 into S plus 2 minus 4. So from this VC of S is equal to VC of S is equal to 2S plus 2, that is your 2S plus 4 minus 4 by S into S plus 2. So this one gets cancelled. Then VC of S is equal to 2S by S into S plus 2. This SS gets cancelled. Then VC of S is equal to 2 by S plus 2. Then from this VC of T becomes 2 into e power minus 2t. So 2 into e power minus 2t. Then tau is equal to, here we got VC of T as a 2 into e power minus 2t. Then tau is equal to 1 by 2 seconds. We got IC of T as a e power minus 2t and tau is equal to 1 by 2 seconds. So this is a way to find VC of T and IC of T. So if you practice a number of problems, it is very easy. Like within 1 minute you can solve I of T, V of T with the Laplace transform. You need to know the partial differentiation concept only. So with this we got VC of T and IC of T. In the next class we are going to see some more problems.